How you doing? Graham Lawler here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, what I do is home brewing, taste testing and reviewing. Lately mainly doing all grains, but I of course started off with extract kits. I met someone there recently when I was out, and they were telling me that they'd love to get into the brewing, but they wouldn't have all the equipment I have. But you don't need all that equipment. Anyone can brew. This is a simple extract kit from Cooper's. There's many different brands. Cooper's is a fairly decent one. Today I'm going to show you how to brew this from start to finish, where you pitch the yeast, and also you don't need loads of equipment. You can go out and get a full kit, everything you need, including your first kit, for under €100, and each one of these will produce roughly around 40 pints. So we'll get into the brewing now. I'm going to show you how to brew this family secret amber ale from Cooper's. Okay, so step one, simply tear off your lid like so. You get your yeast with it. You might use this, some people use different. So you go straight into the hot water. Now you can rip this label off. Your instructions are inside, but I don't really need them. Okay, so we'll tear that off, just because it will end up coming off in the water anyway. Drop it in. This is hot water. I'm going to put it in this for about 10-15 minutes. It's going to loosen everything up in the can. Okay, so I've had this now in the hot water for about 15 minutes. And I also have boiled 1 kettle of water, and I've put it into the fermenter. The fermenter has obviously been cleaned and sanitized. So I'll just go ahead and empty this in. See there now, it's nice and liquidy. Get that in, all out. Now I have another kettle which has just been boiled, and what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to empty it into this tin, because what that'll do is anything that's in there, this is like a really concentrated syrup. What actually happens is the companies actually do all grain, and then they do a process and they turn it into extract. So we get the boiled kettle and pour it over the lid there, get all that back in, and we'll top it up. And I'll get my stirring paddle, which has also been cleaned and sanitized. We give this a nice little mix. Make sure we get all of that out. I want to be wasting it after paying for it. Now, add that in here, and of course a tea towel. You have to remember, pick this up with something, otherwise you'll be burning your fingers and you won't be brewing with burnt hands. Okay, so pour this out now and pour it over the lid. We get everything out of it. And here you go, nice and clean. A few little drops in it, nothing major. So now we'll stir this. So what you have in this now is 1 kettle of water, and then you have probably 2/3 of a kettle of water that you're after using to clean the tin. You have that in, and because of the hot water, the extract is dissolving and mixing with the hot water. So you keep stirring this and you get a nice consistent liquid. Now this is going to be your wort. Okay, keep going. Now what I do, I usually use a full 2 kettles. So when I use 2 kettles and my tap water, topping it up to 23, I usually end up with my pitching temperature. So I'll add in the rest of the second kettle. Give it another little mix. And now what I'm going to do, you can use different things. I am using spray malt. So this bag of spray malt, I'm just going to cut it open, mix it in, make sure there's no lumps left, and then we'll be ready to top it up to 23 litres. So go ahead here now, cut the bag open. This is a clean scissors. what you can do simply, I usually clean things, but also what I do before I make the brew, I boil a kettle and I pour the kettle of water over my scissors and over my stirring paddle and all around the bucket. Put the lid on, give it a good shake, even if it's clean. It's just a thing I do and it never seems to fail me. I never really get any infections or bad brews. Empty that out and then you're good to go. So this then, I'll just add this in. It's 1 kg and the hot water here. Some people actually boil this. I never find the need. You get all that in because you have your 2 kettles of water in here already. Get this well mixed up. Make sure we're left with no lumps. The beauty of these stirring paddles, I'll show you, is you have all the holes in them. So it's filtering through the whole time. And making loads of bubbles and oxidization like this, getting oxygen into the wort. So that's going to help when you pitch the yeast. Because the yeast would like all the oxygen that you put in at the moment. Get that all mixed up. So you see there now, after all that good mixing, you can see there's no lumps. If there is any lumps, you find them and you break them down. That there now is fully dissolved. So all I'm going to do now is turn my tap around. Cold water, if your tap water is good enough to drink, it's good enough to brew. So I have my measurement here on my bucket where it shows me my litres. I'm literally going to turn that on and we get it topped up to 23. What I'm going to do is keep mixing this as it's filling, simply because it will give good consistency and an even mix. Now you'll see there this big foamy head, that's actually a good thing. Smells good. Okay, so now we have it up to our 23 litre mark and we have it all mixed in. It's down to our temperature. What we're going to do is take a hydrometer reading. First, little bit, I'm emptying it out and that's going to go down the drain. Why, you ask? Quite simply, because when I mixed it originally, could have been some stuck in the tap there, which will give you a false hydrometer reading. So if you're wondering what a hydrometer reading is, basically you have your test tube and then you have your hydrometer. What this does is it measures the sugars that are actually in the wort. So when I put this in now, you can see that's sticking up. Now you won't really see it from here, but I'll be able to tell what the hydrometer reading is here. And in 10 days time, if bubbles have slowed down or stopped, I can take another hydrometer reading. It can tell me where it is, and these will tell you whether it's near enough ready to bottle. Then if you wait 24 hours, take another one. If it's the exact same reading, fermentation has stopped and you know you're ready to go on to the next step. So I'll write that hydrometer reading down, and now what I'm going to do is pitch the yeast. Now I got this Cooper yeast, this Cooper's ale yeast that came with the kit. Now I just happen to have a Safe Ale US 05 ale yeast in my fridge, so I'm actually going to use this instead. Using the one that comes with it is perfectly fine. I'm just going to use this one simply because I have it. This is still sterilised scissors and this is a little bit wet because what I did was I sprayed it with my non-rinse sanitizer, my Star San. I have this in a bottle, I use this constantly. Now it needs to have contact with that for 2 minutes, otherwise it's a waste of time spraying that on it. You're literally wetting the packet. A lot of people don't realise it needs 2 minutes of contact to actually work. So I'll cut that open, and quite simply, pitching the yeast is as easy as emptying the packet in like that. So I'm going to leave that to ferment. It's here now in my bar, which I'm luckily enough, we have the room is on a thermostat and it's kept between 18 and 22 degrees, which is perfect for ale yeast. I have a all grain Guinness clone here going, I have a wine kit here going, and now I will also have this going, and I'm actually brewing a all grain Pilsner now at the moment out the back. That's in my Carlston all-in-one system. You can see all of these videos on my channel. So I'm literally going to put the lid on here now, and I will be make sure it's well clicked, and I'm going to top up the airlock up to halfway here, so that with this, so no bugs or flies come down here and go in and contaminate this. That's basically it for now. If you're enjoying my channel, what you should also do is go on to YouTube search bar and search the Ginger Brewers. These are two lads there in the UK. They're actually really entertaining brewers, and they also produce beautiful beers. Go and check them out anyway. You'll really enjoy their videos. I know I still enjoy watching them. Even though I'm brewing, I still go on and watch other people's. They're definitely one to go on and have a look. Anyway, if you like the video, like, share and subscribe. And don't forget, we'll be doing the tasting of this pretty soon.